Glad to have you join us on the news at 1 p.m. on NTA Channel 5 Abuja. I am Mariam Abubakar Kana. Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development Festus Keyamo is soliciting partnership with the FCT administration to ensure successful hosting of the maiden edition of the International Airshow event in Abuja. The minister made his desire known when he led a delegation on a courtesy visit to the FCT Minister, Yesam Wike, in his office. Onoze Yakobo reports.
The air show is an event scheduled to mark 100 years of aviation in the country. Being the nation's capital city, Abuja, the host city and the landlord, demands to be intimated. This informed this visit of the delegation led by the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo. The minister solicited the support of FCTA in the areas of logistics, publicity, security, and tourism promotion to ensure a hitch-free event. He reveals that the global event will feature major players in the international aviation industry, who will also showcase the country's aviation growth that will open new doors for tourism, trade, and foreign investment.
Since Nigeria became a country that receives aircraft into the country, from the first time the first aircraft landed in Nigeria in 1925 till now. This year is the 100 years of celebration of aviation in Nigeria. So as part of that 100 years celebration, we are partnering with a private company to drive this initiative, and massively supported and aided by the Nigerian Air Force.
While assuring that his administration will provide the needed support, the FCT Minister Yesam Wike says this will not be without a caveat of cost implications.
We have to partner with them for the publicity. We also approve for you to use the bot. But something has to be done here. Everything cannot be free. That's the problem Nigeria has. They want to advertise to the entire world, but they don't want to pay.
The event is slated for 2nd to the 4th of December this year. Onoze Yakobo, NTA News.
The Ember Month sensitization campaign of the Federal Road Safety Corps has made its way to major motor parks across the nation's capital, led by the FCT Sector Command, Felix Thiemann. The campaign aims to raise public awareness on safe driving habits and reduce road crashes during the high traffic period of the year. Odirio Gorua Rotere reports on the Enlightenment Roadshow.
The Federal Road Safety Corps has launched its Ember Month campaign, reminding motorists of the dangers of speeding, overloading, and disregard for traffic rules. The campaign train took off from the FRSC FCT Command early Wednesday in a colorful motorcade. First stop, Berger Roundabout, where Sector Commander Felix Thiemann led by example, handing out safety flyers to motorists. The FCT Sector Commander and his entourage of the men of the Federal Road Safety Corps, they are right here at Jabi Motor Park. The sensitization Ember Month campaign, talking to the people, the road users, the motoring public about road safety this period of Ember Month. The sector commander urged commercial drivers to obey traffic regulations and advised passengers to speak up whenever drivers disobey the rules, stressing that safety is everyone's responsibility.
Avoid distracted driving. This team is apt because it covers the entirety of the transport system. So it's not just about drivers, it's not just about other road users, it's about everybody.
We want everyone to stay alive. There is no evil spirit at this Ember Month period. The people are running around, and the money have not made from January, they want to make this period.
As for very fantastic, there's a very good development on which we have been doing it, and that is where we have even experience how do we lecture our driver.
It is expected that you travel light whenever you are going on these saloon vehicles because they are not made to convey overload. So the message is take responsibility, caution your driver whenever he's driving wrongfully, and you also be in charge to get to your destination. In Abuja, Odiri Ogboru Arutere, NTA News.
Meanwhile, motorists in the Federal Capital Territory are facing increasing frustration due to heavy traffic congestion caused by articulated vehicles during peak hours on the busy Kubwa Expressway. The presence of these trucks at undesignated hours not only slows down traffic, but also poses a significant risk to road users. Hawagimba reports on the growing concern.
Heavy-duty vehicles are a common sight along the Nyanya-Kubwa Expressway, one of the busiest routes connecting satellite towns to the city center. During peak hours, the presence of these articulated trucks often leads to gridlock, road obstruction and accidents. This stretch of highway has become notorious for traffic delays linked to articulated vehicles. Despite restrictions on their movement during work hours, many still operate freely, posing safety concerns for commuters. As the nation's capital continues to experience rapid growth, especially in road infrastructure development under the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, compliance, they say, remains the best way to protect lives and sustain the city's road network. Although the restriction on the movement of articulated vehicles during peak hours remains in force, enforcement has continued to pose a major challenge as authorities say most drivers fail to comply with the directives. Some drivers argue that inadequate overloading points within the city and poor road networks in adjoining areas makes it difficult to fully adhere to the stipulated time frame. The FCT Directorate of Road Traffic Services maintain that continuous sensitization and restrict enforcement are vital to curbing the menace.
Directorate of Road Traffic Services regulations, the truck timing for articulated vehicles, their timing is from 6 to 10. They are not supposed to move, but from 10, that is 11 o'clock, till 3 p.m. they can move on the road. Then once it is 3 p.m., they stop again. The penalties in our regulation is that once they violate that, they are supposed to face the mobile courts, and the mobile court give them appropriate penalty. The advice to commuters is that, especially the articulated vehicles, they are to obey the rules because they do not have a dedicated lane. They don't have, once there's no dedicated lane for this and the dual usage of road by other commuters, they should adhere to the truck timing.
Collaboratively, the administration is trying to come up with some of the facilities that could take care of some of these specialized vehicles, like the Kubo terminal is one of such facilities that such articulated vehicles supposed to observe certain period of the day that cannot fly. So, in conjunction with other agencies of the government, we are also putting up some requests and recommendations to appropriate agencies and departments of the FCT administration to identify locations.
As enforcement continues, residents hope for sustainable compliance that will not only ease congestion but also safeguard lives and property along the Nyanya-Kubwa corridor. Hawagimba, NTA News.
The NIMDA Foundation is stepping up efforts to empower the girl child through skill acquisition, healthcare awareness, and education. At its launch event in Government Science Secondary School, Maitama, the foundation brought together advocates and young girls united by common goal, bridging gender gaps and building a more inclusive future. Asaba Williams reports.
It was a gathering of change makers and advocates for the girl child as the NIMDA Foundation unveiled its empowerment initiative designed to build confidence, skills and awareness among young girls. According to the founder, Farida Dawood Abdurrahim, the initiative provides a platform for mentorship, vocational training and essential health education helping girls compete favorably in today's world.
I have a strong belief that when you empower girls and young women, you empower generations to come. And our vision is simple. We intend to do this through knowledge sharing sessions, mentorship opportunities, and skill acquisition. And yes, we're here today, and this is the beginning of many more to come.
See these girls becoming self-reliant young girls, independent, and they also have the ability to be able to use these skills to empower themselves.
One of the speakers, Director, FCT Educational Resource Center, Nima Dawood Abdurrahim, stressed the need for sustained investment in girl-child education and empowerment, noting that no nation can truly progress when half of its population is left behind.
Girl child should always know that they are women of substance. They should always have that confidence in themselves. They should not allow anybody to undermine their capability. They should not allow anybody to take advantage of who they are. They should know that they are beautiful in and out. They should know that they are the mirror of the society.
They give back to the children, so they give back to nations. And so a girl child must be trained, because she also will have to train her children.
I learned about hygiene, and I learned a lot today, and I'm really excited, and I'm grateful to the organizers.
So I'm very excited and very happy about today's program.
The NIMDA Foundation says collaboration, mentorship and continuous engagement remain key to raising a generation of girls ready to lead and inspire change. The participants also took part in skill acquisition sessions and interactive health talk focused on personal hygiene and wellness. In Abuja, Asabe Williams, NTA News.
Recent health sector reforms by the present government have introduced a basic healthcare provision fund to provide a minimum package of health services to all Nigerians. However, many Nigerians are calling for full implementation across all health facilities, particularly in the FCT, citing gaps in the services. Deborah Gazaji-Michael reports.
Nigeria continues in its efforts to reform its healthcare system, but challenges persist. Research shows that about 80% of Nigeria's public health infrastructure is dysfunctional, hindering effective healthcare delivery. Professor Obinna notes that the overall performance of Nigeria's health system stands at 45%, below the World Health Organization's Africa regional benchmark of 52%.
I think the basic preparation fund is not conceptualized, is not really making that impact it should make among the citizens. So, the accountability has to be worked on it too. So I think the government needs to do something. When we look at the way we are performing, or the gap in services delivery in our performance, and this basic care provision fund, if it's effectively implemented.
Compounding the issue, 70% of healthcare delivery in Nigeria is provided by the private sector, placing a significant burden on citizens. Ongoing reforms in the health sector aims to achieve universal health coverage by 2030 and reduce treatment costs.
One key thing that we need to know is to give people's rights, as taking health as their right, and then demanding for it. If people start demanding for their rights when they visit a facility or when they don't have the services they desire, then government and the service providers will sit up.
Stakeholders are calling on the government to enhance collaboration with health policy research group to inform effective decision-making and drive progress. While challenges remain, stakeholders are optimistic about the potential for reform to improve Nigeria healthcare system. In Abuja, Deborah Gazaji-Michael, NTA News.
You are watching the news on NTA Channel 5 Abuja at 1 p.m. We will be taking a short break now. The news continues shortly.
Good evening, glad to have you join us.
Thanks for joining us on Weekly News Wrap.
Thank you very much for having me.
And it is on that note we welcome you to today's edition of the program.
We celebrate creativity, lasting impressions.
There's no book stating that this is the role for men.
On the news.
On the news at 7.
The Unity Station, NTA Channel 5, Abuja.
Would say have a lovely day.
Glad to have you back. Indigenes of Zulu Emirate living in Abuja gathered for a town hall meeting to strengthen unity and discuss issues of community development and representation. Hosted by Senator Garba Musa Maidoki, the event provided a platform for open dialogue between the lawmaker and members of the Zulu community in the Federal Capital Territory. Isaac Jibu reports.
It was an interactive town hall meeting for indigents of Zulu Emirate living in Abuja, a platform for engagement between Senator Garba Musa Maidoki and members of the community. The focus was on unity, cultural identity, and development.
In Kebbi South alone, I've made a promise that we will make at least 100 millionaires out of Kebbi South, and we will make it happen in 4 years, and we are going to start in 2025.
Chairman of the Zulu Emirate Development Society, Air Vice Marshal Balariba, retired, emphasized the need for collaboration and continuous dialogue to drive progress in Zulu Emirate and Kebbi South Senatorial District.
Come together, let us say our views, no matter how bitter, to the leadership. Let the leadership absorb those views and look at what can we do within this time frame that will impact the society.
Participants commended the senator's outreach, describing it as a welcome step towards strengthening ties between the people and their representatives. Honorable Danlami Zuru, chairman of the association, said the forum will help promote dialogue and community advancement.
We have market women. Some of the palliative you do in Zulu there, I want you to remember some of our people here.
You are speaking our mind. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Some of us here, we wear kaftan and the rest, we think we don't do anything. Some of us are farmers here, we have farms.
Discussions also centered on education, youth empowerment, and social welfare, with stakeholders pledging support for inclusive and sustainable development. In Abuja, Isaac Jibo, NTA News.
And on to security matters. Residents of Maitama district have advocated active citizens' participation in the fight against the packets of security challenges to make the nation's capital a safe haven for all. This, they maintain, will in no small measure assist security agencies such as the police in realizing a peaceful and egalitarian society. Onotu Yakubu visited the area for a security situation report.
The farmers' market along Gyad Saram Street on the Ibrahim Babangida Boulevard is always expectedly a location of interest in the highbrow districts. Similarly, a couple of commuters' bus stops along the urban area ring roads in Maitama means that security requires higher attention. Maitama is highly evolved and exclusive residential district in the nation's capital. Coupled with these, the area is flanked from various sides to densely populated shanties such as Mpape, Gishiri and Mabushi amongst others. Residents say the major threat to security within the area as a result has been housebreaking by petty thieves, laborers who take shelter in construction sites in some of the neighboring communities around the district, and the challenge occasionally posed by scavengers.
You know, miscreants come into Maitama and you know, one thing or the other, when they get the chance, they commit one theft or the other.
Much appreciatively, residents commended the proactiveness of the divisional police effort to regularly maintain surveillance and ensure provision of adequate security in the districts.
Because during the night, they normally have been down here. Then when it's late, anything 11, they will come to this point till daybreak. So I don't think there will be any kind of such news within here.
The important thing that I think the Maitama residents are happy for is that when we call the police, we get a quick response.
The people believe that to sustain this tempo, the inadequacy of manpower and logistics need to be given required attention, just as information volunteering to the police are major requirements to achieve the desired safe and peaceful community. Onotu Yakubu, NTA News.
Stories on the foreign scene will come in our subsequent bulletin. Meanwhile, in the face of the mixed security challenges in the Federal Capital Territory, residents in the highbrow Asokoro area are heaving a sigh of relief in recognition of improvements in security surveillance across the area. While high-focus crimes such as kidnapping, banditry, wanchons, and vandalism of assets have been halted, armed robbery, car theft, and sundry crimes call for similar attention. Onotu Yakubu in the Situation Update reports that the collective resilience and determination to address the root causes of insecurity reflect the community's commitment to restoring safety and stability.
Incidences of car theft in the last couple of months and attack on residents by petty thieves remain the somewhat concern in the face of the decisive response to the surge in insecurity in parts of the territory. Asokoro, a transit highbrow area through the popular AYA, has always been notorious for security challenges and car theft and attacks on commuters.
Of recent in AYA here, we heard about car theft, which is stealing of cars or people cars, which is not advisable, which is not good.
One chance, car theft was really a problem here, most especially the ECOWAS axis of the AYA. It's become a recurring decimal.
Branch Secretary of the National Union of Road Transport Workers at the AYA, Daniel Udom, and his members have come to appreciate the recent synergy with Asokoro Police Division to counter the threats posed by one chance to the busy roads.
The issue of one chance too has reduced because we at the AY roundabout, we are more vigilant now, because I think a couple of months ago we arrested a syndicate, hand them over to the police, and they are aware that this place now is a flashpoint, that we have some of our people who are trained, who are monitoring them, so they have kept away from this area. And again, generally the security situation here has improved.
A drive round the axis these days portray a calm district with residents yearned for. Scavengers known as Babambola can still be sighted occasionally, even though their operations remain banned by the FCT administration. The FCT Police Command, however, pledges to address the situation, calling for collaborations, community engagements, and strategic interventions. Onotu Yakubu, NTA News.
And for updates on the sporting arena, let's join our sports desk for Sports Brief.
Super Eagles coach Eric Chile is set to introduce new faces to his squad for the 2026 World Cup playoffs in Morocco. The coach aims to create competition for places, particularly in the goalkeeping department, following concerns about Stanley Nwabali's performance. Chile has a history of giving new players a chance, having capped several players since taking charge in January. Meanwhile, Nigeria's under-17 women's national team, the Flamingos, lost 1-0 to France in their second group match at the 2025 FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup. This defeat leaves them bottom of Group D with 0 points from 2 matches. However, they still have a mathematical chance of advancing to the round of 16 if they win their final group match against Samoa by a significant margin. In other news, Rivers United's CAF Championship League second leg clash against Black Bulls of Mozambique has been rescheduled to October 25th, 2025. The Nigerian side needs to score at least 2 goals without conceding to proceed to the group stage. Lastly, Anthony Joshua is planning a comeback fight in February 2026, with Matchroom confirming its expansion to Accra, Ghana for a card before Christmas. Joshua's next opponent remains unclear, but a rumor fight with a fellow British heavyweight superstar is in the works. With Sports Brief, Wayne Dogo, NTA News.
Thank you very much for watching the news at 1 p.m. on NTA Channel 5 Abuja. Do join us at 7 p.m. for more news updates. Good afternoon.